quick introduction about Mr. Storm. He is not just a suit, okay? And that's the one thing that's really important. A lot of people that are giving advice in the industry are not even part of a martial arts school whatsoever. He's training in the martial arts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a 5th degree black belt. He's been training for 33 years. He was an Eagle Scout. He runs marathons. He has a passion for what he does. He's also a partner in the school with Master Greg Silva. And without further ado, I want to turn it over to Mr. Bill Storm. Thank you, sir.
Hey, sir. Thank you so much, Sensei Nick. Again, it was such a pleasure to meet you. I had a lot of fun at the Champions Unite convention this year, and there's just so much positive energy there. So I want to keep that going and strong into 2014. Just so everyone on the webinar that may not have met any of us here, there's a picture on the left is Mr. Silva. He is the president of United Professionals, and then the ugly guy in the middle there, that's me. And then, of course, there's Master Farid, president of Champions Way. On the right-hand side, you're going to see my email address, and you'll also see my direct contact phone number. This is going to be important to jot that down because there is no way I'm going to be able to give the entire 2014 calendar today. There's just way too much detail. And if you want to participate and you'd like a copy of the calendar, you want to go through the training sessions to go along with the calendar, I just need you to email me and let me know that you'd like to participate so I can contact you and include you on that list. All right, let's get into it because there is a lot to go over. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm excited about this today, and I themed it a little bit with basketball because Vahid was a basketball player, so I thought it would be kind of fun to add that in there. All right, here's a martial arts truth we can all agree on. There is a big, big difference between knowing the basics and actually mastering the basics. On a regular basis, I'll hear some excuses about some of the marketing activities that might be considered old. One of those is birthday parties, and I'll hear, you know, I do birthday parties and they just don't work. I don't get any new students from them, so I'm just not doing them. I just cut out doing those altogether. Number two, I only get my own students to show up for events like Parents' Night Out and stuff, so I'm not really doing those either. Those don't work as a marketing opportunity. Now, I can understand where you're coming from based on what you know or based on the amount of training that you've put in. But you need to understand that what I'm going to try to do with you over the course of the next year is get you to the point where you're mastering these things. Just like in the martial arts, you don't do a jump spinning hook kick when you're a white belt. That takes time. It takes years and years of practice in conditioning yourself to become a master. Here you can see a picture of a kid in high school playing basketball. And I'm sure this kid is pretty talented. He's got a shot going up. I don't know if he's going to make it or not, but he obviously is getting some resistance there from his defender. Now let's take a look at the next slide. You may be dressed the same, but it doesn't mean you're playing the same game. Now we take a look to the right, and it was great because I found this picture of Michael Jordan, and I know I'm probably dating myself here with Michael Jordan, but that's who I always considered to be the best basketball player ever. And he's dressed the same as the high school kid, and even the defender is wearing the same colors as the defender on the left, but they sure aren't playing the same game. They might both be playing basketball, but there is a world of difference in the results that the two of those players are going to get. I would give you a martial arts example also. I know that I've been training now in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about 3 years, and I am still just not good at it yet. My professor, Professor Rafael, is a 4th degree in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and yes, we're dressed the same, and yes, we're both doing Jiu-Jitsu, but his Jiu-Jitsu is so much prettier than mine. So this is what I'm looking at, is taking some of the things that you think you might know, and we're going to work on improving them to mastery level. Here's another biggie. If you want to score, you have to shoot the ball. So many times we get caught dribbling the ball. We're doing a bunch of busy things, but we're not taking the shots that we need to take. Without fail, every time that I coach someone and their enrollment numbers are down or their renewal numbers are down, it's because they haven't been taking shots. They don't have enough appointments. They're busy, but they're busy being busy. If you're going to run your school as a club, that's one thing. But if you intend to be a professional, you have to take the self-discipline, perseverance, and focus that you've learned on the mat as a black belt and translate that off the mat to be able to duplicate in every other area of your life, which includes your business. Several years ago, actually it was 6 years ago now, I did a survey of school owners. And when I did this, I looked at the little guy and I looked at the big guy. And what amazed me was the difference between success and the person that wasn't successful was simply a matter of the amount of activity that they had in place. As a matter of fact, when I actually looked at the statistics, the closing percentage of the mega school or the big school was actually worse than that of the small school, but they had enough activity going in order to hit their numbers. When I averaged it out, I asked each school, what marketing activities did you do for the month of November, and how many new members did you enroll? And when I graphed it all out, it came out to be 2. For every marketing activity that you do that you're well trained in, you'll generally enroll about 2 new members per month. You just can't beat the numbers. So the idea here is divide the number of students that you want for the month and divide by 2. So if I want 10 new members a month, I need 5 solid marketing activities. If I want 15 new members for the month, I need a lot more than that, obviously. If I want 15 new members, I need like 7.5 to 8 to get there. If I want 30 new members a month, I need 15. Again, you can't beat the math. You have to shoot the ball that amount of times in order to make the percentages that you're geared up to do. Same thing when you're looking at your appointment book. You have to have twice as many appointments on the books as the number of new enrollments that you're looking for. Twice as many. So if I want 20 new members a month, I need 40 appointments in the books for the month. You can take a look at your calendar right now for the month of December, and you can test me out on this. But if you have 10 appointments in the books for the month of December, I'm going to guess you'll probably end up with about 5 new enrollments for the month. That's it. You can't expect more than that if you're not taking the shots. All right, 2014 calendar. What I'm looking for is not that you've heard these before, but that you master these 10 basics. And this is what I'm going to attempt to do. I've given this presentation to people that own $1 million dojos, and they just soaked it in. They just loved it, because at the $1 million level, little changes add up to thousands and thousands of dollars. And for the small school owner, these are huge, because these are all activities that can mostly be done within your own school that don't require you to run around all over the community or spend thousands of dollars on marketing in order to make it happen. So if you master these 10 basics, they should produce approximately 15 to 20 new members per month if you follow through and if you execute them properly. I'm going to run down them. Again, I don't have time to go through step by step, but I'm going to pull 2 of these and detail them out so you can see what I'm talking about. Number 1, birthday parties. You can have birthday parties for kids. You can have birthday parties for adults, and I'd have to explain the adult part on that. If you have 1 birthday party, that would count as 1 marketing activity. If you become the birthday party guy or gal and you do 2 birthday parties a week, 8 birthday parties a month, well, that would count as 8 marketing activities, and from that you would enroll 2 new members, so you'd probably end up with about 16 new members just from doing birthday parties. There's a no excuse way to make it happen. Number 2, the White Belt Buddy Bash. There is never a time when a student is more excited than when they're a white belt. That is the perfect time to invite them in and have a buddy come with them. That opportunity allows you to establish rapport, and this is what we're going to get into when I get into details on one of the marketing activities in just a minute. Parents' Night Out, same thing. Super fun activities. I remember things when I was an instructor back in the 1980s. I can remember specific fun events that we did. I can remember specific students in the experience that they had, and those are the things that they remember. Number 4, add-on sales. So many of us just do not do these. Add-on sales begin with the info call. Hey, Mrs. Smith, I'm so glad Billy's ready to get started and come in. You know, many of our students feel so much more comfortable when they bring someone in that they already know for their introductory class. It could be a buddy from school, it could be his brother or sister, or it could even be you, mom and dad. You know, we find many times that when the parents participate in the introductory lesson, it's easier for the child to remember and maintain and practice when they get home. Who would you like to have participate with him? Very, very simple, but yet very, very few people actually do it. Number 5, graduations. Giving out invitations at graduation and also holding adult demos during graduation. This is absolutely huge. My buddy Shihan Craig Haley down here in South Florida, Elite Force Martial Arts, he is a master at using the graduation to get new students. That's such an exciting time. So he has kids come out, he has teens come out, he has ladies come out, he has other adults come out, and they all do these demos. So everybody that's there as a guest can identify with somebody on the floor, and they feel that energy coming right off of them. And then those people that do the demos are so welcoming, and they encourage the people in the crowd, hey, come on and, you know, come on and join our team. That is a huge opportunity at graduations. Number 6, rack cards. Rack cards are a very, very simple thing that replaced, in what we do anyway, they replace things like lead boxes. Rack cards work. They're about brochure-sized cards, and I'll just give an example. When I first came down here to South Florida, I was looking for a place to train. I wanted to do a little bit of CrossFit training. And I happened to go into a Thai restaurant, and right on the counter in front of the register was a rack card. And on that rack card was an advertisement for a CrossFit facility, and it just happened to be right around the corner. I had no idea it was around the corner because they didn't have any signage out on the road. So do rack cards work? Yes. In that situation like that, it worked great, but it's also a good opportunity to drive people to your website. Speaking of that, number 7, if you have a good website, you should expect that that should generate at least a couple of new members per month. If it generates a couple of new members according to the rule of 2, it did its job. Now, people that have Champions Way software, people that are now investing in Mr. Marketer, they have some additional benefits, some additional tools to boost their results that they get from the website, the social media, the SEO, and then, of course, the Mr. Marketer to help you follow up on things automatically. Number 8, VIPing 20 people per day while going about your daily activities. This is one of the new things out of United Professionals that I'm going to detail in just a minute. I know you're going to love it. It's just super. Number 9, 1 promotional booth per month. Master Doug Bertrand owns 2 schools up in Vancouver, Washington. He's got about 1,100 students. He was a guy that started out with 50 students. He is a little shot that kept on shooting, and now he's a big shot, although he is very humble. He loves promotional booths, and he gets a ton of activity from that. And in fact, he collects about 600 leads per month. There is no way he's not going to hit his number. And in fact, Mr. Bertrand enrolls about 30 new members per month and has done so every year for every month for the past 7 years or so. Great opportunity for promotional booths. Those can be done from your rack card locations. If you have a good business relationship with people where you've got rack cards, those are the first people I would ask if you can set up something. And then number 10, Mr. Silva always did this. Mr. Silva had a school in Coral Springs, 1990-ish or so. 1,300 students in one location, and one of the things that he did back then was he had one of the moms, one of the raving fan moms in charge of setting up 1 demo per month. It didn't matter where it was, but they had 1 demo set up per month. It's a lot of fun. It's great for your demo team. It gives them exposure, but it also draws excitement. Marketing is, sales is a people business, everyone, and hiding in your school or sitting behind your desk pretending to do work is not going to accomplish the goals that you need to achieve. You really need to get out there and let people see what you have to offer, wow them with your martial arts skill, and that will attract people to you. Okay, let's take a look at something old. Now, I was talking to Mr. Silva about this, and he says, oh, you know, Bill, he says birthday parties are old as dirt, and he says if you talk about birthday parties, you know, you might get people that aren't going to pay attention. But I hope that's not the case because this is going to be a big thing. I did this with Master Paul Garcia. He's a $1 million dojo guys, and I went over how I did birthday parties. He implemented it, put it to work, and he got a dramatic increase in his results. So let me talk to you about what a beginner does, and then let me show you an example of what I intend to do at the mastery level. Most of the time, when I ask someone how they do birthday parties, they will tell me something like, well, I hand out flyers to let people know that I have birthday parties, or better, I'll pull up a list of people, my students that are having birthdays in the next 90 days, and then I'll send them out a letter. Okay, so mistake number one is just sending out a letter. And a letter is not emotional. It doesn't create a connection necessarily. So that is okay. At least you did something, but it's not going to create the excitement that you need to get somebody to commit. Number two, they host the party, and they do a good job. Many times it'll be delegated off to an assistant or something like that to do the party, and they go through a little karate thing, and they cut the cake with a sword and all that. And they do a good job getting the permission slips with the names and numbers. Okay, that's good. At least they got that. It wasn't that people just came in and came out and you had no idea who was there. So still okay. Number three, you make an announcement at the end of class. Hey guys, thanks so much for everybody who's coming. If anybody's interested in taking martial arts and joining our program, we're going to give you 30 days of lessons in a free uniform. Or outgoing phone calls would be made to offer a VIP membership, same kind of idea. So now let's get into how I would do a birthday party, and I think you're going to like this. It'll give you something to work on with your staff as a great staff training tool. First thing I want you to do is I want you to pull up your list of all of your students that are currently having birthday parties just like you would. But from here, things are going to change. When I take a look at my list of everyone that is going to have a birthday, those become my targets, if you will, and those are the kids that I need to approach and really build rapport with, and I need to paint a picture of how exciting a birthday party is going to be if they let me host it at the school for them. I intend to try to create a dream birthday party for them, something that they imagine in their minds, because that's what's going to get them excited. And then I want them to give me a yes, yes, Mr. Storm, I want you to do my party. I'm so excited about it. So for instance, if I approach Billy, and I know that his birthday is coming up, in class, I'm going to approach him, and I'm going to say, hey, Billy, man, I see your birthday party, or your birthday's coming up pretty soon. How old are you going to be? He says, I'm going to be 12, sir. I said, man, that's great. I remember when I was 12, that's when the dinosaurs used to walk the earth. And of course, he'll kind of laugh at that. And I'll say, man, I sure would like to hold your birthday party at the school this year. Have you thought about it yet? Do you have any plans for it? And he says, no, sir, not yet. And I said, okay, great. Well, if you could have any kind of party, what would it be? So now I get him to start thinking, be creative a little bit. Now you can do a bunch of different things. You can hold a traditional karate party, or you can change it up and do a WWE SmackDown party. It doesn't really matter to me what you do, but it's got to be something that he's going to really enjoy. So once I ask him, hey, how would this party look? Who would you want to invite to this party that would make it super special? And I get him excited about it. Now I just simply ask him, Billy, would you like me to hold your party for you? And he says, yes, sir, that'd be great. I said, okay, well, here's the thing. We need to go ask Mom and make sure it's all right, because I don't know what she's got planned for you yet. My next step is to go and approach the parent. So I go and approach her. I say, hey, Mrs. Smith, I just noticed on my list that Billy's birthday's coming up, and he told me he's turning 12, and he told me he kind of liked to do a birthday party with us here at the school. And I told him I just need to check with you first to make sure that you hadn't planned out anything already. And if not, I would sit down with you and kind of map out exactly what we do for the party. What do you think? So, of course, Mom looks at Billy, and he's shaking and said, yes, I want to do this. So I just simply asked for the commitment. What date would you like to hold the party? Let's go take a look at the calendar right now. So we go and we take a look at the calendar. I say, yeah, Mrs. Smith, I've got this date open. Now, here's what I need from you next. I need a guest list from you of the people that he's going to bring to participate. Now, the reason that this is important, and this is where I set the expectation, is I'm going to teach the kids something really cool. And at the end of the party, we're going to do a performance for the parents. So I don't want parents just dropping the kids off and using it like a babysitting service. What I want them to do is I want them to be their child's biggest fan. I want them to be cheering and clapping for what the child learns during the course of the party. So if you can give me a guest list, I'll send out an invitation to them, and I'll also let the parents know that this is what we're going to be doing so that they can plan it in their schedule to make sure that they're there 15 minutes before the end of the party. So all of this background work is taking place because this is a marketing opportunity also. First and foremost, it's a party for the child, and it's your job to make it the best birthday they've ever had. But again, it's also a way for you to get new students. So I need to do the background work in order to set the stage correctly. Next thing I need to do is I need to train whoever's doing that party, whether it's myself or whether it's one of my instructors. That person needs to know exactly what their role is and what needs to happen. So their role is to build rapport with each and every kid that's there. I'll go back to an example with my son's birthday party. At my son's birthday party, he had a kid there, one of his buddies. His kid's name was Eric Baker. So the first thing that I did was I went to Eric and I introduced myself to him, and I spent time with him during the party, and the kid was really funny. He told some really funny jokes, and I recognized him for that. And I said, Eric, man, I said, you are so funny. I'm having such a good time having you here at Billy's party. I sure would like for you to come back and take a class with me next week. Would you like to do that? Well, if I've done my job and I've built rapport with Eric and he likes me, now he's going to say, yeah, you know, I'd like to come back and take a class. And that's so important because the kid needs to want to come. Him joining your school or him coming back for an intro is not going to be because of the money special that you give to the parent. It starts with a kid. So I need him to be excited. I need him crawling up his mom's leg saying, oh, I want to come, I want to go back for this lesson. So once he tells me yes, that's great. And I do that with each and every kid that's there. Now at the end, this is really important. The last 15 minutes, I'm going to do a performance with the kids. I don't care what it is. It doesn't have to be anything special that you teach them. But the point is during the course of the party, you're telling the kids that they're going to perform for their parents. It's going to be so exciting. Everybody's going to cheer and clap. It's going to be so much fun. Well, guys, what this is it's a mini intro. It gives you an opportunity to show people what you do at your school. So many people, parents, never come into the school for a birthday party because they take their kids to so many birthday parties. There's nothing special about you to make them want to come in. So you have to find a way to get them to come in so they can see how special you are. So during the last 15 minutes, you go up, the kids come up to perform, and you say to the parents, you know, many of you may not have thought about martial art lessons before, but you're going to see a performance today that's going to rock your socks. These kids, sometimes we think our kids can't focus, but I'm here to tell you they can. I want you to watch the focus and the concentration and the enthusiasm they have today as they perform this, and they really didn't have very long to do it. So now I pre-frame the parents. The parents are all excited. They're getting ready. The kids perform, and boom, it's clapping and thunderous applause, and it's great. You created some energy in there. Now we get done with the party. There's this great energy. I go up to Eric's parents, and I say, Mr. and Mrs. Baker, my name's Bill Storm. I own the school, or I'm the instructor at the school. And I just wanted to tell you what a pleasure it was to have your son, Eric, at Billy's party today. He is so funny. He told me some hysterical jokes. He really had me crying. But more than that, he was so polite, and I thought you'd appreciate knowing that. By the way, Eric told me that he would really like to come back and take a class with me next week, and I told him that'd be all right. I just need to check in with you to see if that'd be okay. I can do Monday at 6, or I could fit him in Tuesday at 5:30, which would be better for you. So if you look at birthday party on the left, what's normally done, and you look at birthday party on the right, We may be wearing the same uniform, but we're not playing the same game. We have to work on ourselves. We have to improve our presentation skills. We have to build our rapport skills in order to create that kind of impact where the child is saying yes, yes, yes. And it's not because I'm trying to give them 30 days to hopefully pray that they like the classes enough to stay. Let's move on to number next. I showed you something old. Now I'm going to show you something new. This is from Mr. Silva, President of United Professionals. Absolutely rockin' idea. Combining the monthly Mat Chat, worksheets, and marketing all together in one theme. There's 12 monthly themes. In the past, we had the 6 qualities of a champion in United Professionals. Now we have 12 monthly themes, which will change and give you something fresh to talk about. And this is how it works. Each month, you'll have a theme of what martial arts teaches. So January is going to be about goal setting, and this will be for kids and adults. I'll show you the adults in a second. Here's a new VIP card for goals, and you can see kids learn goals at East West Karate, and each month that will change. Number 2, it ties into the Black Belt Excellence Sheets, which I'll show you in a minute. Those are our monthly Mat Chats that we have the kids do to earn their stripes, and we teach them in class. And number 3, we have something that we can use to VIP, which means we're talking to 20 people per day. That's part of our normal course of business, where we're talking to people every single day about what we do. Now, I know a lot of people are absolutely terrified of VIPing. Again, this is another type of thing that I want to work with you on. But you have to understand, this is about volume, and if I talk to 20 people a day for 5 days a week, that's 100 people a week. Times 4 weeks is 400 people. That's a lot of leads that you're going to collect. Now, let me just give you an example of one of the ways that I VIP. You never force it. You don't creep up on somebody. It's not like that. Right now, if I'm out in the stores and I'm looking for a gift, maybe I'm holding graduation, or maybe I'm holding a parents' night out, or maybe I'm doing some sort of prize that I'm going to give away this month. So I'm in there as a karate instructor, I'm in there as the owner, and I'm in Target, and I'm looking at the different toys. And I'm not quite sure what's cool these days, what the kids are really talking about. So I see a mom in there, and she's looking at, some of the things too. And I might just approach her this way. I might just say to her, hey, Merry Christmas. Now just saying hello to somebody, or Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Holidays to somebody, sometimes that is enough to make them look at you cross-eyed. But you smile and you say, hey, Merry Christmas. My name is Bill Storm. I own the martial arts school down the street. And I need to pick out a gift that we're going to give away this month at our Christmas party. And I just don't know what the kids are really into. Do you have any idea? So I did that as an opener, just to talk. Somebody may talk to me, somebody may not, but most people are cordial and they'll talk to you. So I talk to her, I talk to the lady for a couple of minutes. When I'm done, I just say, you know what? It was really a pleasure to talk to you today. Sometimes people aren't so friendly when they're out shopping, and you were just great. Hey, I'd like to give you this card. This is a VIP pass. And this VIP pass is good for a trial lesson. In fact, I'll give this to you, and you can actually use it as a stocking stuffer for your kids if you like. And this will give them 2 weeks of lessons of martial arts. And you can use that as a stocking stuffer this year if you like. And if not for your family, feel free. You can pass it on to somebody else that you know that you're having a hard time buying. We also have uniforms available. That might be kind of cool, and you could wrap that up if you wanted to give them a gift. And I simply hand her the pass. Now I just wait to see how she reacts. She may say, wow, that's kind of cool, thank you. And now I can go into a further conversation. Or the person may take the pass from me, and that's it. That's the end of the conversation. So what? Some will, some won't. So what? But the point is I started a casual conversation, and I didn't make it cheesy. Now the other cool thing is that we're using these super cool wristbands that also say goals on them, right? For January, it's goals, so it says goals, and then it says East West Karate on there. It's kind of cool, and that's a giveaway that you give to the kids. My son has 3 of them on his wrist. He loves those things, and he gives them to his friends. So if the child is there, you could say, you know, ma'am, do you mind if I give your son one of our cool wristbands? This month we're teaching kids about goals, and this is a nice little reminder of it, and I know the kids love them. Really, really simple. Here's the 12 monthly themes you can take a look at. Goals, confidence, focus, strength, never give up, high self-esteem, pride, positive attitude, indomitable spirit, honesty, gratitude, and just do it. So those will be the themes of our Black Belt Excellence sheets. You can see here's the first one for January, all ready to go. We have those on the United Professionals website. There's wristbands above there. So all of this ties in together. It's a super cool marketing activity. It's fun. It ties everything all together, and it's not cheesy. It's very, very straightforward, and it all ties in together nicely. Here is an example of the VIP card for adults. Here's a lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks type of a special. And again, the marketing is also geared towards goals. We have rack cards for it. We have mailers for it. And for adults, it's really about approaching them with something that they're familiar with, personal fitness. It's very hard to approach somebody to teach them Hung Gar Kung Fu. Even though it may be great and they may love it, people don't know what that is. So you approach them in a different way with something that they do understand. You're speaking their language, and then through your program they grow to love Hung Gar Kung Fu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Krav Maga or whatever it is that you teach, but you bring them in with something that they understand first. Now, I promised that I wouldn't go over because I know everybody's time is valuable, and I know Sensei Nick wanted to do a Q&A here at the end. So there's no way I'm going to be able to give you the details for every single thing we're doing month by month by month right now. So if you want the rest of the 2000 calendar and you want to participate in learning how to master these activities, here's my email address again. Please jot that down. There's my direct phone number. You can call me if you'd like to do it that way, and I'll be glad to set up a time to talk with you, and I can get you set up to make sure that you get all of the 2014 calendar. We have some really cool events coming up. I actually have one this weekend here in South Florida, and we're going to be doing some physical training. Like I said, not just a suit. I like to train. I've been doing it for 33 years, and I still keep doing it. So we're going to be doing some training down here, physical, and then we're going to do some business training. Next one is March 28th and 29th. It'll be down here in Fort Lauderdale. May 17th and 18th, Mr. Silva will be hosting one out in Mesa, Arizona. And then we're talking right now with Master Farid and Vahid about scheduling an International Champions Way Unite 2014, and that date will be announced. And we will have a savings plan available so you can budget that and make sure you're there. So thank you very much for having me today. Sensei Nick, would you like to do a Q&A, sir?
Yes, sir. Again, thank you, Mr. Storm. That was awesome. Great energy, great passion, as usual. So let's open up the forum for some questions. Mr. Storm has about 15 minutes to answer, about 10 minutes actually, to answer some questions. So if anybody has any questions whatsoever, put them in the chat box and we'll get going. Mr. Storm, first question coming in, what were the 10 life skills?
The life skills, I'll back up a slide just so you can see them. There's actually 12 of them. January through December, you can see them on the screen now. So January is goals, February is confidence, March is focus, April strength, May is perseverance or never give up, and so on. Each one of the Black Belt Excellence sheets is great too because it gives you a story to talk about in class that relates to that.
Okay, and Leroy has a question. Can we get the list by email?
The list of the monthly, the slideshow, the list of the monthly themes? Sure. I just need, if you need to contact me, just email me, and I'll put that back up again also. And just email me, and I'll be glad to send you what you need.
Here's a question coming in. Is there a new partnership between Champions Way and UP?
Well, when Master Farid and Mr. Silva and myself got together in Vancouver, and Master Farid is really focused on this amazing technology. I'm not a technology guy, and when I got a chance to see what Champions Way was doing with the technology, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is really great stuff. At the same time, Master Farid recognized that I really love what I do on the coaching end. He said, I sure would like to be able to have you do consulting for Champions Way clients. And I said I would be happy to do that. So it's kind of like the reason we called the convention Champions Unite was specifically for that reason. Basically trying to bring you the best of technology and the best consulting in the industry to be able to serve you in a way to help you grow. Truly, his goals, my goals, Mr. Silva's goals are exactly the same. Our goals are to help you increase your gross doing what you love to do.
Excellent. Next question, Mr. Storm. Are the wristbands available through UP, or how do we get them?
No, we don't sell wristbands, but if you email me, I will send you the information on where to get those. They're inexpensive, and you'll be able to order directly through that. What is available through United Professionals are the Black Belt Excellence sheets with a monthly theme, and the coaching on how to use them, and then of course the VIP cards that correspond to the monthly sheets. Which of course, with those cards, you can also take a picture of the cards if you wanted to. You can use those for your social media, which you're the expert on, so you could help out with that.
A couple shout outs here, Mr. Storm, from Mickey Brock. Says he has a phenomenal time with you and you're amazing, and and thank you so much.
Sensei Brock, thank you so much. I appreciate you, I do, and it was good to talk to you the other day.
Derek has a question. 2 weeks free, 1 week free, 2 weeks free, 1 month free. Which historically has been the most successful?
I don't like anything free, and let me explain why. When I meet someone, or when my regular offer, let's go back to the info call. When someone calls in, I like to have a trial lesson that has a price tag to it. So let's just say that your average tuition comes out to about $15 per lesson if you averaged it out. Well, a 2-lesson trial for $29.95 is about equal to what your normal lessons are, and you can include a free uniform. In 1776, there was a gentleman named Thomas Paine, and Thomas Paine said that anything that is obtained too cheaply is esteemed too lightly, which means if you get into the habit of giving away stuff free, you cheapen yourself. So when you do give away something free, you do it as a VIP. So for instance, if I met you, Sensei Nick, and let's say that I had met you in Target, and I had a great conversation with you. You were really friendly, you were helpful, and I just had a great conversation with you. I might say to you, you know, Sensei Nick, I'd like to give you a VIP pass for your family. Normally, we charge $29.95 for 2 lessons to have somebody come and try out our program, but I really enjoyed speaking with you today, and I would like to give you a VIP pass, which will give you 30 days of lessons, not only for yourself, but also for your entire family. That has value. If I give somebody that and they find out that I normally don't charge anything anyway, now I really didn't treat you as a VIP. So when you are speaking, or when you are hosting a party, or when you're doing an event, the idea is to create so much excitement. Price or time has no meaning at all. And I'll remember specifically when I started training, there's Sheehan Haley, who's in this picture, Muay Thai kicking. He and I started, we got our black belts together in 1990. He and I talk about this all the time. It could have cost $10,000, I think. I was so excited about starting martial arts because of the energy, because of the way the people that were in the dojo made me feel. I just wanted to be a part of it. 1 week versus 2 weeks versus a month free wouldn't have made any difference at all.
Okay. All right, a couple more questions, and then we're going to have to close and conclude. What is the technology that Champions Way is using? From Vito, I could explain that one. Vito, we use the technology is called Perfect Mind. That's technology. It's a CRM, which stands for a Client Relations Manager. Manages all of your contacts. It also does email marketing, automation, website, everything all in one. If you want more information, the best person to contact would be Vahid if you wanted some more information, and I'll leave the number at the bottom. Okay. Next question: Do you have to be a UP member to have access to that information? That's from R.J. LeBaire.
Yeah, if you are going to participate in United Professionals, it would make sense that you would be a United Professionals client. So the answer to that is yes. You can contact me for information about that.
Okay, and let's see, we have 2 more questions. Let's see here. For marketing with social media, do you use other sites besides Twitter and Reddit?
That would be a Sensei Nick question.
Sure. Okay, so Ernie, the first thing is, like, for a martial arts school, like, I think Twitter will be a waste of your time. There's really none of your students are on there, and the ones that are not going to even be in the bracket you're looking for. It has one of the worst economic brackets. It's mostly people that have nothing to do. So I wouldn't even waste your time with Twitter. And to be totally honest with you, Facebook is going to get you the only type of response that you're looking for. Other sites that I'd recommend if you're looking for referral traffic, which is to get traffic back to your website, would be Pinterest, Instagram, and I would also recommend Google Plus just because it's connected to Google Search. We can go on for that for a while, but that's what I would recommend to you. But Twitter and Reddit will do absolutely nothing for you at all. So stick with, I would say, obviously Facebook #1. Instagram is definitely becoming a popular #2. People are very attention deficit disorder, so they're just looking at pictures. And that's why Instagram is good. Google Plus connected to Google Search. All right. Next question. Hi, it's Dr. Louisa from Huntington, New York. Just wanted to say thank you for a very informative webinar. So sorry that wasn't a question, but there you go, Mr. Storm, another compliment.
I'll take those all day. Thank you so much.
Okay, here's another question. I can take this one. What is Mr. Marketer? Isabel, Mr. Marketer, I'm just going to tell you really quickly, the best thing to do would be to contact the sales team at Champions Way. They could explain to you in detail, but what it is, it's an automated system through Perfect Mind that does email marketing, content marketing, ebooks, landing pages, all connected into a system that will actually track it, and you'll be able to measure which campaigns are performing, which ones are not, which ones need improvement. And it also involves a professional copywriter team and marketing team for you at the lowest possible price you could imagine. So the best thing to do would be to contact the Champions Way team, and they can give you more information. All right, and let's see here. This is a good one from Mickey Brock. Do you have any coaching deals just for this group today, Mr. Storm?
Well, that's a great question, and this is actually really important for everybody to listen to. I think it is not a good idea to try to sell your service based on price. So I tend to shy away from if you do it today type deals. If you're really interested in what we have to offer, the best thing to do is to give me a call. We need to have a conversation. We need to, I need to find out a little bit about what you need, and then I can figure out what is really the best course of action for you to, or what's the best thing for you to participate in. Some people really need a lot of hand-holding. Some people are really good do-it-yourselfers. It really just depends on where you're at.
Okay. All right, I love that, Mr. Storm. All right, and let's see. Here's a couple more compliments. Way to go, Mr. Storm. You guys are fantastic. She is good. So everybody was very happy about that. In closing, just real quick, Mr. Storm, we are doing, for anyone who wants more information about Mr. Marketer, the release is on December 17th. So the release webinar on December 17th, Mr. Marketer, it's a Tuesday, 2 o'clock Eastern. It'll be a 1-hour webinar. That'll be with myself, and I believe Mr. Free will be there, or maybe some other people. And actually, Mr. Free will be gone. He will be on vacation. So I'll be doing that with Champions Way. And Lee, if we can get a link to that for anybody who would like to register for that December 17th webinar, please put that at the bottom of the page or in the questions. And Mr. Storm, again, just very impressed again with just the energy, the passion, the excitement, the enthusiasm. A lot of your clients are in here. A lot of our clients, I think, also are going to benefit from everything you're explaining to them. Great tips. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And on behalf of Champions Way, thank you for everything you did today.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today, and thank you so much for attending. And on behalf of Champions Way, this is Sensei Nick signing off.